So, Bungie Anya. So, is everybody in the Northern Hemisphere? Probably, yeah. It would be a bit discriminatory if that wasn't the case, but Anya, so fáilte and let's see if you can see a video that I recorded at the Shannon. I know videos don't share great on Zoom, but I was down there on Sunday morning. This is outside the University of Limerick and just beautiful. You can feel the atmosphere. And the Shannon River, Ireland's longest river, An we call it, An. And Monaghan Magan posits that An might be called Shan Anya or Old Anya. In any case, the Shannon River, the name itself is very, very old, very old. Um, and so we're talking about Anya, so I'll try to set the context a bit. Bangia Anya. So Gia is God, right? Bangia, goddess. Um, so like Sandra mentioned, I grew up in Clare, Inish, Cúnain and Clare, but I've lived in Limerick longer than I ever spent in Clare. And Lough in Limerick. Um, I wonder, has anybody been there? An raibh aon duine ann? Aon duine anseo a raibh ann, ní raibh? No. It's a very special place, um, inhabited maybe pre-Neolithic times. They've found traces of a Cnoc, so an island where they would have mud huts living on the water. There's been like waves of different peoples, maybe going as far back as 7,000 years in the space. So it's a very special place. It has drawn humans and its energy has drawn people. And it's only like, I don't know, a 30-minute drive outside of Caherlimney, Limerick City. And Lough, that's the genitive, Tishel Ginnidach, of Gur. And Gur means to brood, to hatch, to incubate. So really interesting already. There's like this symbology in the name of Lough. And you can see in the photo here, Lough goes kind of around the hill. It used to encircle the hill entirely. And in the 1800s, it was dredged and kind of emptied out a bit, and they found a lot of like shields, swords, oxen bones, these offerings that would have been given to Anya in the lake. So Anya is intrinsically linked with Lough. So a video I took during winter, it was freezing. Bhí sé anna uair. And this is the hill in the middle of the lake. And symbolically, it's seen as Anya's pregnant belly. So it's this symbolic fertility in the land. And it really does look like that. And it shows that Anya's like popping up in the land. And really interestingly, Lough it's this kind of liminal space. It's our world and then an entranceway into the other world. And there's myths about Gearóid Iarla. He's supposedly the son of the first colonizer of the province hundreds of years ago, many hundreds of years ago. And supposedly, Gearóid Iarla was taken into the underworld and he lives under the lake. And every few years, Gearóid Iarla comes out on his horse out of the lake. So really interesting that Anya is in the lake, or Anya is the landscape there. And we've got these myths around Lough as well. So she's said to arise during midsummer. You'd hear lots of there's folk tales that I can't do justice, but that live in the locality there if you speak to people who live there. And so Anya would be seen as someone of Nashi. So not to belittle Nashi, but you might say the fairy people. Now, when I say that in English, it seems to bring all these bad, bad connotations of kind of ill respect almost. But no, like Nashi, they're perhaps the descendants of Tuatha Dé Danann, the people who were chased underground, and they're the people who poet and philosopher John Moriarty was saying the Irish people maybe need to become again. You know that the philosophers, the poets, to breathe new life into era. So really interesting there. So I love diving into words and seeing the meaning. And when we do this, like we get very quickly back to like the links with Sanskrit, for example. Monacon Magan does a great job at that. But on is fiery, bright, glowing, and this Old Irish ace on, the bright folk or the splendid folk, and that'd be applied to the other world. So if you go to dill.ie, you can see those old sources. And Anya, the name, is simply the genitive of on. So we can see these connections. So bringing the genitive case of that original meaning, fiery, bright, glowing, delight, pleasure, agility, melody. So I love diving into the words like that. Tá sé go hálan na good. It's lovely. And so Anya, she is the embodiment of light. Um, and she's in the land, right? She's not up there behind the sun in the sun. She's the goddess inside the land. And so it's our kind of human experience of seeing Anya, Bangia Anya, like in the land, the experience of her on a summer's day. It brings you right back to like human experience now. And I love that. So Anya, she's the mythic feminine, something that we can all embody in our own little ways. So she represents all that, and she is the land. So it shows the power of seeing the land, doesn't it? The embodiment of the land. The land is alive, and the land is sacred and special, and it's the everyday as well. I love that. So Ihe Eila Owen, Ihe is the night, or we use it for Eve as well. St. John's Eve. So Owen, my name Owen is John. Um, straight from the Bible. But Ihe Eile Owen, the lineage of that celebration predates Christianity. And this photo I took, it's right outside Grange Stone Circle, which is right outside Lough. Very special place. It wasn't on Ihe Eile Owen this, but I still wanted to put it in with the fire. They've found megalithic rock art. I'm sure people knew about it, but it was kind of rediscovered. Greenstone Circle. There's like 100 standing stones. Ireland's biggest stone circle. It's kind of a stone circle, but it was like a ceremonial place for the community. And there's other like dolmens around the place too. So really sacred energy around there. And not just sacred, but like people can feel the energy in the land, right? When you go there, you feel the energy. So Ihe Eile Owen, that's what, the end of June? So that's bonfire night, particularly in Northwest Ireland. I don't know it really particularly having grown up in Clare, I have to say. Not something I was directly connected with. But a bonfire, Tinna Cnav. So Cnav is bone, yeah. Tinna Cnav. that literal translation, bonfire. And this brings us directly to Cnoc. Knock in County Limerick is a place, it's a hill, and it's the hill of Áine. And it's where on Ihe Éile Owen they would light bonfire and have rites and rituals in her name. So it wasn't just St. John's Eve, but it was something directly related to Áine. So people now Taon siad fós go Cnoc Áine. They still go to Knock to mark that celebration. So again, Áine is popping up in the land. Cnoc Áine tá sé annach ongrach de Lough. It's very near to Lough. Okay. Now, if you want to read more about Áine and Lough and Shan Áine, I heartily recommend Monaghan Magan's book, Listen to the Land Speak. So Monaghan's energy really shines through in that book. So I really recommend it. Monaghan is a great Irish speaker. You find him like on the social media and stuff. Um, this is in English, but because of his foundations in Gaeilge, he does a lot of this kind of tying together different words, and meanings. So that's really nice. He's got a more recent book about Sanskrit and the connections to Irish and Indian culture. Okay. So for you, Tusa, agus Luchgur, agus Anya, you can feel it, right? There's the kind of the early side of summer, where you can maybe kind of grasp that energy for yourself, that new energy being birthed. So the sour, it's the fertility of the land and the lightness and the growth. And you can maybe things can be heavy and politics are heavy and all this. And it's nice to be able to tap into Anya's energy that she brings to us. And I wanted to mention Craitheacht, creativity, um, because Monaghan says that for Anya, it's not only poets, sorry for a typo, poets, but musicians, dancers, and writers who sought creative expression through Anya. And he recounts that even like blindfold themselves into darkness and go to the lands there and kind of wait for the creativity to arise, you know. So lovely connection to Anya there.